What's the craziest thing you discovered about your partner that they thought you'd never find out? I thought Tyler was perfect. 3 years together, and he'd never so much as raised his voice. He brought me coffee every morning, remembered my mom's birthday, and cried during Disney movies. My friends called him husband material. I was planning to say yes when he proposed. That's why finding the laptop was so jarring. It was hidden behind a false panel in his closet, the kind of setup you see in spy movies. I'd only discovered it because I was hanging his shirts and the wall sounded hollow when I bumped it. The panel slid away, revealing a small space with a laptop, external drives, and manila folders. My stomach dropped. I almost closed it and pretended I'd never seen anything, but something made me power on that laptop. The desktop was filled with folders labeled with women's names: Sarah, Jennifer, Amanda, Rebecca. I clicked on Sarah. Photos, hundreds of them, taken through windows, from across streets and parking lots. Sarah getting coffee, Sarah walking her dog, Sarah kissing a man who wasn't Tyler. Timestamps showed they'd been taken over 6 months. Jennifer's folder was worse. Screenshots of her social media, her work schedule, even her credit report. Tyler had somehow obtained her financial information, her home address, detailed notes about her routines. Amanda's folder made me physically sick. Photos taken inside her home, of her sleeping, showering, changing clothes. He'd been inside her house, multiple times. My hands were shaking as I opened Rebecca's folder. It was me. Photos I'd never known were taken. Me leaving work, grocery shopping, having lunch with friends. Screenshots of texts between me and other people. Conversations from my private phone. There were notes about my behavior, my emotional patterns, and something called manipulation strategies. One document was titled Rebecca Phase 3 Implementation. I read the whole thing. It detailed how to isolate me from friends, create dependency, and gradually introduce control mechanisms. There was a timeline spanning 5 years. We'd only been dating 3. The final page was a checklist. Establish trust through excessive kindness, monitor communications and social media, document behavioral patterns, create financial dependency, pending, introduce isolation techniques, in progress, secure marriage commitment, begin reproductive control. At the bottom, a handwritten note, Rebecca responding well to isolation attempts. Friends Sarah and Kim successfully alienated, ready for phase 4. I realized Tyler had slowly convinced me that Sarah was jealous and Kim was toxic. He'd been so subtle, so caring about it. I just think they don't want you to be happy, he'd said, holding me while I cried about losing my best friends. I photographed everything with my phone, then carefully put the laptop back. For 2 weeks, I pretended nothing had changed. I smiled when he brought coffee. I laughed at his jokes. I let him comfort me when I randomly felt sad about Sarah and Kim. Meanwhile, I contacted a domestic violence advocate and the police. The advocate helped me understand that what Tyler was doing had a name: intimate partner stalking with predatory grooming patterns. The police were fascinated by my evidence. Apparently, Tyler had been on their radar. 2 other women had reported him for stalking, but they'd never had proof. When they searched his apartment with a warrant, they found equipment for picking locks, a collection of house keys, and detailed floor plans of 6 different women's homes. In his garage, they discovered a van with tinted windows and license plates that could be changed. The detective told me Tyler had been systematically stalking and manipulating women for over 8 years. I was just his latest project. During his arrest, Tyler looked confused rather than angry. "I don't understand," he told the detective. "I was good to her. I never hurt anyone." The psychological evaluation revealed he genuinely believed he was protecting and caring for us. In his mind, the stalking was loving attention. The manipulation was guidance. The isolation was saving us from bad influences. He got 7 years. I'm in therapy now, rebuilding relationships with Sarah and Kim. They never stopped trying to reach out. Tyler had been intercepting and deleting their messages for months. Sometimes I wonder how many other women are out there, thinking they found their perfect guy. Now I trust my instincts over anyone's charm.